Have you ever felt lost, searching for a deeper meaning in life? Or maybe you've stumbled upon a beautiful quote about love, loss, or the universe and wondered, who wrote this? Chances are you've encountered the timeless wisdom of Jalaluddin Rumi, one of the most beloved poets in history. But who was the man behind these powerful words? His story is not just one of poetry. It's a tale of profound transformation, of a refugee who became a spiritual guide for millions. Join me today as we embark on the mystic journey of Mevlana Rumi, a journey from a world of turmoil to the boundless ocean of divine love. Our story begins in the early 13th century, in the city of Balkh, in what is now modern-day Afghanistan. This was the birthplace of a boy named Jalaluddin. His father, Bahuddin Walad, was a renowned theologian and mystic known as the Sultan of Scholars. From a very young age, Rumi was immersed in a world of spirituality, learning from his father and showing a remarkable aptitude for deep thought and contemplation. But this peaceful existence was about to be shattered. The winds of war were blowing from the east. The Mongol armies, led by Genghis Khan, were sweeping across Central Asia, leaving devastation in their wake. Fearing for their lives, Rumi's family made the difficult decision to flee their home. Imagine being just a boy, forced to leave everything you've ever known. This wasn't a short trip. For nearly a decade, Rumi's family journeyed through Iran, Iraq, and Syria. This long and arduous pilgrimage was not just a flight from danger, it was a profound part of his education. Along the way, they performed the Hajj in Mecca and met with some of the most brilliant scholars and mystics of the Islamic world. It was during this period that a young Rumi is said to have met the legendary poet and mystic Attar of Nishapur. Seeing the young boy walking behind his scholarly father, Attar reportedly exclaimed, "Here comes a sea, followed by an ocean." He gifted Rumi his book, the Asrarnama, or the Book of Secrets, a work that would deeply influence Rumi's own spiritual path. Finally, after years of wandering, Rumi's family settled in the city of Konya, in present-day Turkey. Konya was a vibrant and cosmopolitan hub, a safe haven under the rule of the Seljuk Sultanate. Here, Rumi's father was welcomed with open arms and became a respected teacher. Rumi continued his studies, and after his father's death, he inherited his position, becoming a distinguished Islamic scholar and preacher himself. By all accounts, he was a pillar of the community, a respected professor with hundreds of students. He had a family, a career, and a stable, respectable life. But a chance encounter was about to turn his entire world upside down. In the year 1244, a wandering dervish, a spiritual seeker named Shams of Tabrizi, arrived in Konya. No one knows for sure how they met. Some stories say Shams interrupted one of Rumi's lectures. Others say they met at a marketplace. But what is certain is that the moment they met, something electric happened. It was a meeting of two souls destined to ignite a spiritual fire. Shams was not a conventional teacher. He was wild, enigmatic, and utterly unconventional. He challenged everything Rumi thought he knew. He saw beyond the respected scholar and spoke directly to the longing heart of the mystic. For Rumi, meeting Shams was like finding the sun. He abandoned his lectures, his books, and his students to spend day and night in conversation with this mysterious stranger. They would lock themselves away for weeks, lost in sohbet, a deep spiritual communion. Rumi, the esteemed professor, became a student once more, a student of the heart. Shams taught him that true knowledge wasn't found in books, but in the direct experience of divine love. He taught him to whirl, to dance, to express the soul's ecstasy through movement. This period of intense friendship and spiritual mentorship was the catalyst for Rumi's transformation from a scholar into a poet of divine love. But this intense bond was not without its consequences. Rumi's students and family grew jealous and resentful of Shams's influence. They saw this stranger as a charlatan who had bewitched their beloved teacher. The pressure mounted, and one day Shams vanished as suddenly as he had appeared. Rumi was devastated. The loss of his spiritual soulmate plunged him into a deep abyss of grief. He searched for Shams relentlessly, even traveling to Damascus in hopes of finding him. But it was all in vain. It was in the crucible of this profound loss and longing that Rumi the poet was truly born. He began to pour his grief, his love, and his spiritual yearning into poetry. The words flowed from him like a river. He realized that the divine presence he had sought in Shams was actually within his own heart. The separation had forced him to find the beloved inside himself. He began to compose thousands of verses of poetry, which would later be collected into his masterpiece, the Divan-e Shams Tabrizi, or the works of Shams of Tabriz. He wrote in the name of his lost friend, a testament to how their souls had merged into one. Rumi's poetry is not just beautiful, it's a roadmap to the human heart. It speaks of love, not just romantic love, but a transcendent, all-encompassing divine love that connects us to everything. He uses earthly metaphors, the lover and the beloved, the wine and the cupbearer, to describe the soul's relationship with the divine. His words break down barriers of religion, culture, and time. He teaches us that the path to God is not through rigid doctrine, but through the path of love. One of his most famous invitations says, "Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshipper, lover of leaving. It doesn't matter. Ours is not a caravan of despair. Come, even if you have broken your vows 1,000 times. Come yet again, come, come." This message of universal love and acceptance is perhaps why Rumi's wisdom feels so relevant even 800 years later. He teaches us to look beyond our differences and see the common humanity that unites us all. He reminds us that our wounds are where the light enters us, that our sorrow can be a gateway to profound joy and transformation. His most famous work, the Masnavi, is a 6-volume epic of spiritual stories and teachings, often called the Persian Quran. It's a vast ocean of wisdom, offering guidance on every aspect of life, from ethics and morality to the deepest mysteries of the soul. Rumi also established the Mevlevi order, famously known as the whirling dervishes. The Sema, their mesmerizing whirling dance, is not just a performance. It's a form of active meditation, a spiritual practice that Rumi himself embraced. The dancers whirl with one hand pointed up to the heavens, receiving divine grace, and the other pointed down to the earth, bestowing that grace upon the world. It is a beautiful physical representation of Rumi's philosophy, to be a conduit of love between the creator and creation. Rumi's journey teaches us that true transformation often comes from unexpected places. It came for him in the form of displacement as a refugee, and later in the form of a mysterious friend who shattered his conventional life. His life shows us that even in our darkest moments of grief and loss, we can find a source of incredible creativity and spiritual awakening. Rumi's legacy is not just in his poetry, but in the way he lived, a life dedicated to dissolving the ego and melting into the boundless ocean of love. So, the next time you read a Rumi quote, remember the man behind the words. Remember the scholar who became a poet, the refugee who found a home in the hearts of millions. His journey from Balkh to Konya was more than a physical one. It was a journey into the heart of the mystery of existence itself. And his invitation to that journey is still open to all of us today. Let the beauty of what you love be what you do. Thank you for joining me on this mystic journey. If you found this story inspiring, please give this video a like and subscribe for more explorations into the lives of history's most fascinating minds. Let me know in the comments which of Rumi's teachings resonates with you the most. Until next time, stay curious.